Hey everybody, and welcome back to more Fear Effect, and Hannah is right where we left her at the end of last video. In hell! Mwahahaha! This is actually a really cool environment. Unlike the previous chapters, we are going to have some different areas in this chapter. I call them chapters. They're really discs, but they serve as chapters. There's 4 discs, essentially 4 chapters. But this one is going to have a couple of different areas. This one is my favorite of the 2. It does take a little while for me to navigate this. I don't know how often I get stuck on the environment. I'm sure that happens a few times. Damn it, monsters! Don't be calling out to me like that. And ain't having none of that. If you believe the second game, apparently she's a lesbian. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Depends on how it's done. And I hear that game was written really poorly, so probably poorly done. That's okay. She's still a likable character. Oh god. I really like the effects they have going on here, the lightning. You don't always get this in PS1 games. Save your game. That's going to be our standard save point of the level. There is at least one more that I know about. But that's a lot further away. I'll get better at navigating these areas as I navigate them over and over and over again. You're going to see this track made probably about 4 or 5 times this video, but we won't see this area again after this video. So it won't be a huge deal. And you're not seeing me run around trying to figure out what the hell to do, so that's much less time wasted on your part. It's got some cool background ambience going on. It's got annoying monsters that are kind of creepy looking. There's all kinds of faces and heads and ghostly things going on. Damn you, ghosts! I don't know if they're ghosts or what they are, but I'm calling them ghosts! Damn you! I can't even say just die anymore. They're technically already dead if they're in hell. Just be defeated? That just doesn't have the same ring to it. So I end up having to pick up what they drop because I'm looking for a paper gate. So one of the things they have in this level is a lot of paper stuff. Mei Wing mentioned last video when she was talking to Glass when she saw him in the freezer, paper items that were supposed to be burned in hell to make them real in hell. And that's essentially what we have to do. So if you need to pick up ammo, you have to pick up this paper ammo and take it to a fire and you can burn it in there. Now for the ammo, there are a few locations where you can actually do that in order to get ammo, but key items, there's only one big fire that we can go to for key items. Why that's the case? Probably just to make you backtrack and fight more enemies, would be my guess. And you'll see me walk into this hut a lot just to save. Damn you, cameras! Could be worse, could be over the shoulder view. Come on. I should have cut more of this than I did. You'll see me coming in here quite often to save. Last time I come in here, I actually do cut that. Let's save video length. It did take me a while navigating this area the first time. Hence the jump cut. You'll see me walk back over here again later, though. So if for whatever reason you're watching my video for a walkthrough, well, you'll see how we get there later. I can't even tell you what guns to use on what enemies, because you're kind of screwed no matter what you do as far as ammo is concerned. So you can see you can burn paper ammo to get regular ammo. You burn that paper gate, and that's going to unlock a gate that we got to go to. We've already walked this way once, but I didn't walk all the way down there because this thing was going to be locked anyways. So there was no sense in showing it. Although it is a pretty cool looking gate, so I guess I could have showed it just for that. And like with anything in this game, every time you do the slightest thing for game progress, more enemies spawn. Not too big of a deal, but it does drag out the video length a little bit. But then this creepy ambience would be kind of ruined if you didn't have something that actually was a threat to you. Although it does tease of a giant monster showing up that never does. We'll get a couple of them next video though. This is the second to last video of this LP. So shit will definitely be going down between now and next video. So how y'all been? How y'all doing? I'm still on my 2-week hiatus from work due to this viral outbreak, pandemic, whatever you want to call it. Right, that gate will be something important later. Yeah, otherwise we're just walking the same path we already took. There's another one we'll be taking later. We'll take that a couple of times, but you're going to see me back and forth this fairly often. Fortunately, this go around, there weren't too many enemies. Wait till you see what we're going to find in here. Even in death, she's still going to be annoying.
See what you've done to me, Mei Yun? See how failure is punished.
You did this to yourself, Chen. Your greed, your vanity.
Perhaps. Maybe I hurt you in the past, Mei Yun, but I can help you in the now.
What are you talking about?
My daughter. You may have seen her already, Yiz. Take this to her. She is alone and afraid, and I cannot reach her. This is my torment. Take the doll. My daughter knows much about you. Take the doll, and I will help you when you return.
And if you walk around, you would see this little girl we gotta go find. The chances of you finding her before you actually come across this chick are pretty high, actually. The game's not really clear on what to do. I do think it's really interesting how they give you hints about puzzles. That puzzle section we got at the end of the last video where you had to basically walk across disappearing blocks was foretold in that cutscene where we saw what happened to Mei Wing and we had to deal with the same thing. Hana's death animation is the same as Mei Wing's, except Hana actually dies. I wanted to talk about it more, but it was at the end of the video, so I didn't have time to. But Mei Wing will be fine. We'll see her again. We won't see her again until next video, but she'll be back. Don't worry about her. She's under 18, so we're not making sexual jokes about her. Or we're especially not making serious sexual comments about her. Although, to be fair, this game did come out in 2000, so by now, she'd be almost as old as I am. It's kind of weird with the timing of this game. I don't know that it actually specifies when it takes place. Fear Effect 2, which is a prequel, actually gives a time frame for this game. But we'll worry about that later. Let's go ahead and see what's in this lovely, lovely room. What is it about children that are just creepy? I'm guessing it's the threat of the responsibility of parenthood.
Here, I brought you your doll.
This isn't my doll. This is our doll.
Oh my. This can't be.
Don't you recognize us, Mayun? You were so happy at this age, remember? Then Mommy and Daddy died and all we had left was this doll.
You're me.
Yes, before you became Hana. Before you had to run from your past. But you can't run from me, I'm always with you. And I have a secret that will help you.
Tell me.
You know it too. It's in your mind. Unless you're afraid to find it.
I'm not afraid.
Good. Do you ever miss me, Hana? Do you ever miss being Mayun?
Yes.
Then here's your chance to find us again. Listen, Hana. As a child, we flowered like a branch under the rain. As a child, we flowered like a branch under the rain.
And as I was talking about puzzles, they're kind of cryptic, but they do give you hints. So she said, as a child, so that gives you a time frame that we're looking at. You go to this board, you find any word that she said, you put them in order, and you see what number corresponds with what word. And you come over to this thing over here. Eventually I'll get it. There we go. And you look at the numbers, stand for ages. So 5 is the only child age. So we gotta put the numbers on here on this wheel that correspond with the words that we saw in order. And that happens.
In youth, our beauty attracted the desire of many men.
Yeah, it did. And then you click on here again, you find beauty and desire or attracted, I forget what all's on there. And you gotta input those in this thing as well. This time, you gotta put them in under the number 18 because at this point she's 18. So she's perfectly legal to make jokes about, or serious comments. Although if this did take place in the future, technically she wouldn't even be born yet. I want to say the sequel said that this all takes place in the 2040s or 2050s or something like that.
In adulthood, we marry and give birth to many children.
I know marry and birth were two of the words she mentioned. I don't know if there are any more. But we go over here and you can look for yourself. Again, it's 1 through 5, so whichever number correlates with whichever word she says, that's what we go with. And this time we'll be putting these under the number 35. I'm not sure on the timing of these games. I know, like I said, I've heard that the sequel takes place sometime in the 2040s. I don't know how far away from this game it is, but I know the sequel is a prequel of this game, so this one would take place after Fear Effect 2. It's called a Fatal Frame for some reason. Much better game. And now we got her as an old woman.
In death, our withered body crumbles into bone and dust.
Not sure why we have to do all this, but okay. Whatever. It's a puzzle. It's kind of a unique puzzle, though. I kind of like it, actually. Take a look at that. We run over here, and we do the last one. This is under the number 88. Now, I'm not hating on this game by any means. I think it's actually pretty inventive.
I told you, Hana. The answer was inside our head.
I'm not afraid.
Ooh, how spicy. They do a good job of throwing in a few weird things here and there. It's funny when you think about where this game started. when you're in this factory area just shooting guys with guns and everything's pretty normal, it definitely takes a turn. I definitely prefer fighting these dudes over the gunmen. The gunmen seem to be the hardest people to fight in the game. Nice sound effects on the lightning, though. Yeah, when I make a joke like that, I'm not saying this is a poor game, but I do prefer Fatal Frame. Although Fatal Frame has more cheap instant death moments. I only really remember one or two in the first game, but they were a lot harder to deal with. But I still enjoy those games. This character definitely has more personality than anybody in the Fatal Frame series. Not that I dislike the characters in the Fatal Frame series, but I do prefer Hana. Although Miku from the first game, she's in the third game as well, is fucking adorable.
A gift. A thank you, Mayun, for looking in on my daughter. Did you like what you see?
I'm not your daughter.
Oh, but you were once my girl, Mayun.
Mayun is dead. You killed her. My name is Hana.
Nothing was taken from you that you weren't willing to give Mayun. You fool only yourself to believe differently.
Right, so what I wanted to do was dodge away from these guys and run away, but kind of like I mentioned last video, I started right after the cutscene facing a different direction than where I wanted to be facing. So that kind of screwed me over just a little bit, but whatever, not a huge deal. So I don't know if that was actually Chen or something in hell fucking with Hana. Pretending to be Chen. I don't really know. One of those mysteries. Come on, enemies. You only got one way you can go. Didn't have to be like this. Sure, maybe this is your neighborhood, but trust me, I don't want to be trespassing in it. I ain't got a choice. Frankly, you can keep the neighborhood because while it's a nice place to visit, it's got some cool, creepy atmosphere, I would not want to live here. I do enjoy that we're in so far the longest video of this LP. And I believe we have the fewest cutscenes and the least amount of story progression that we're going to get. There's still a little bit of stuff that's going to happen, but not nearly as much as what we got last video. That to me was really the highlight of this game, was that midsection in that brothel. You're gonna see Deke get killed and Glass lose his hand. You don't expect that shit to happen. Ha! Gave you the slip. I'll have to deal with them coming back, but at least, for now, they're out of the way. And so we burn this and we will get another key item that we will need. I'm sure it's going to be lovely and exciting, or something to that effect. I'm on a 2-week hiatus from work due to the viral outbreak, as I mentioned. I'm not sure how long that's going to continue. I hear it's been extended into the 3rd week. What would be the first week after that 2 weeks. I don't know if that's true or not, but if so, I will take the time off. We gotta light these on fire. There's 3 of these we gotta light. We saw that big door earlier. Lighting these 3 things is gonna open that door. It's basically like the first Resident Evil, or Resident Evil 2 as well. You're basically getting key items just to go unlock a door to get another key item to unlock a door, get another key item to unlock a door. So I could see how that would annoy some people. I don't mind it. I'm usually more invested in the story and the atmosphere, hopefully the gameplay as well, solving puzzles, stuff like that. It's a little less noticeable for me, unless I'm just watching somebody play one of these games. First time I really noticed that with Resident Evil 1, I was having a friend of mine play that game for the first time. He was not amused, but he's also not a fan of these type of games. Yeah, so out of those 3 huts, the middle one you don't want to go into, there's just an enemy in there. Unless you want to waste some ammo. Of course, there's one on the far right as our save point. Already seen me go in there a couple of times. The one on the far left, we'll go in there later. So I'm sure that's a formula that bothers some people about these type of games, but like I said, I'm usually more invested in other things. Yeah, that door's the one we're trying to open with what we're doing right now. I mean, it would be nice to find a way of progressing the game forward where you're not always doing that and still keep all this atmosphere and everything. But honestly, I think games that don't do this style probably still have that same element. A lot of them do anyways. You're usually looking for key items to unlock doors to get places. It's just the area might be a lot bigger if you're playing some sort of open world type game. Well, in the case of something like Uncharted, you'll just consistently progress to different areas and never come back to the same ones. But you're still kind of doing the same thing. Fighting enemies, solving puzzles. To me, it's a little bit more satisfying when you got this door that you see. You run past it a few times, you know you can't get in there, and when you finally get that key that can unlock that door, to me that's a little bit more satisfying than just constantly moving on to new areas.
Beautiful, isn't it? Oh, put that away. You cannot kill what does not live.
Are you Yimla Wong?
Me, the king of hell? No, no, no. Or what I am is not important. What matters only is what I can do for you.
Where's Wei Ming?
When it is time, you will find her. And Yimla Wong as well. Take this and see my brother. Now go. We are preparing for a funeral.
That's weird. So kind of weird we're getting accosted by enemies. You know, I was leaving. I got what I came for. It was given to me as a gift, so it's not like I'm stealing anything. All you had to do was let me by. So I'm not sure then if he's saying you can't kill what's already dead. Are these not ghosts that we've been fighting? Ghosts and demons? Are they not already dead? I think now we backtrack again. We're almost done with walking this path. Almost. We got a few more times doing it. Actually, this might be our last trek through here. It's kind of amazing how small some of these areas are in this game. But if they made them bigger, I'm sure this game would have been more like 5 or 6 discs. The 4 is already pretty ridiculous. Not sure how much I love the shotgun, but I decided to use it there just to use it. At least provide some change to the gameplay. I can very easily stick with one weapon if I'm given one that works well. That is one thing I liked about Dead Space, the difference in the weapons. I found uses for quite a few of them. I didn't really have one particular go-to. I had 3. Then the pulse rifle for certain situations. Right, so be sure to check this room thoroughly before leaving. I thought I got the item I needed, but no, it's this thing right here. So the trek we're about to take, I actually walked all this already once, thinking I had the key that I needed, only to discover I did not and had to come all the way back. So the good thing about that is there shouldn't be any enemies on this next trek, and this should be the last time we walk through this now. I'm not even going to save here now. You actually don't need to save at the next save point we're going to get either, but you can if you want to. I'm going to. So if you're tired of seeing these areas, well, this is it. We're not going to be here anymore. I'm able to move through here a lot quicker now since I did kill everything already. I don't know why I picked up this paper ammo. Actually, I take that back. Sometimes I have to because I know the enemies are going to drop a key item. And I need to make sure I get any key. So I did save my game there, but you don't have to. Hey, look, Glass is still alive. Hooray! What? Damn it, creepy voices. Don't call out to me like that. I have a feeling you're going to be annoying. So this is pretty cool. Glass is still alive, and his hand is still cut off, so he's only one-handed, so he can't dual wield, which is annoying, but cool detail. Speaking of annoying, that's going to be these guys. I am pretty happy with the dodge move I pulled off there, but they are still annoying. Mainly because we can't dual wield. I'm sure if we could, they'd be a lot easier to deal with. And there's your fire for burning paper ammo. We'll also be burning paper guns there so that we get new weapons. I guess this is a hellhound of some sort. I wanted to say fuck this shit, I'm out and just run away here, but I am gonna have to walk back through here, so whatever. It's dead now. That's the important thing. Oh man, I have a goal of finishing this LP today. That's going to take a lot of work. A lot of editing on my part. I'm not sure what one of the two things we picked up in here is, but one of them is a machine pistol. So essentially an Uzi. Probably not as powerful as the handgun, but it fires automatic. So it's definitely nice to have. So we'll have to burn that in the fire so that we can actually get the gun. It's kind of weird, but it is sticking with the mythology that the game set up. I did watch a little bit of the opening cutscenes to the sequel, and it definitely felt like it was a different writer that did that game. Just felt off. The characters didn't seem themselves. Only two characters I really saw were Hana and Jin, actually, they bring back, who's giving her a mission of some sort. Again, that's a prequel game. And she overtly despised him, which does make sense. She wasn't super nice to him here, but she didn't seem quite as antagonistic. She only seemed to be antagonistic towards him in this game when he tried to demand more money or anything like that. No. Damn it, don't you tell me no! Damn it, creepy voices! How dare you! Just trying to wander around in hell. I don't need you causing me issues. This area in Disc 4 is my favorite area of the game. Because we're in different areas. So yeah, we ran up and down that same path as Hana a lot. But at least when we did the character switch over, we're in a completely different area. And we're not going to backtrack here too much, I don't think. We might. I can't remember. I know we come back here one other time in this video. Another fire, you can burn anything paper in order to get the item. So if these paper items are left here by different people, I wonder who's actually leaving them for us. I would hate to think that these enemies we're dealing with are the result of people creating these paper items for people in hell. Because that makes these items much less like gifts and more like chores. Again, I'm referencing things that Mei Wing was telling Glass when she saw him in that freezer last video.
I am Formal, Dragon of Fire.
Awesome. We'll see a few of those statues in this video. And save point, and then we're going to climb down this ladder. That's not really a ladder. Whatever it is. I don't really remember this area all that well. Probably Sunday or Monday, I forget. I powered through all of this. It's Thursday now. This video will not be up today, though. Damn it, creepy voices! I don't know if you actually need to do what we're about to do here in order to complete the game if you already know the solution to a puzzle coming up. But we're going to do it anyways, just to be safe. There's another rope ladder or whatever that is we climb down in here that we're going to have to climb up. We'll do that at the end of this video, which we should be getting to. There's something that we pick up here, and I don't know if I show me getting it or not. I don't remember where it is.
I am Tolong, Dragon of Earth.
Awesome. I think it's like a sun key or a halo of the sun or a sun crest. Maybe it's sun key. Alright. And that'll open up another door later. I'm walking around here not really sure where the hell to go next. You guys missed a lot of me wandering around, unsure what to do. I think we actually do need to come here. I take that back. I think we get a key item. I don't know if it's a paper gun or if it's an actual key item that we need. I can't remember. But if you're playing this without help, then you would need to come here to help solve the puzzle too. And that puzzle I'm referencing we'll see next video. So, never you mind what puzzle I'm talking about at this point in time. I have so many issues with the hit detection in this game, just trying to figure out where exactly I need to stand in order to use an item. I try to cut most of that. I wanted to just run in here, grab the key item. I didn't even see what it was. But these guys, I guess, aren't happy with me walking in here taking their shit. And you know what? I can murder you too. So I guess maybe they're not ghosts. Oh, speaking of, there was something I wanted to correct about last video. I wasn't really sure what was going on in one of the cutscenes.
I am Sanlong, Dragon of Mountain.
I was under the impression that Chen was turning those sex slaves into monsters. I guess that's not the case, and I should have figured that out. Glass's body had fallen, and the blood from that body got on Mei Wing, and something about her touching blood. Now, I'm not going to make a bad joke there. We're just going to move on. Causes people to turn into monsters. We found out about that in that village. I should have put that together. Whatever that was, we got it. Which is cool. So all my talk of how she turns things into monsters was for naught.
Ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, I'll take that over what Hana says whenever she won't use an item. Don't really think that was necessary, but whatever. In this area, I feel like there's far less backtracking. I don't think we come back here next video. We might. I don't remember for sure. Actually, yes, we will once. To move on. That's right. I'm trying to remember what all happens in this game, and since I started to talk about this earlier, since I powered through this game so quickly, I don't really remember what happens when. This is not a game I played multiple times or anything.
I am Jinlong, Dragon of Heaven.
Awesome. So you need to remember what symbol correlates with what dragon. So that symbol will represent heaven. We've seen a few other ones already. You'll need to know that if you're solving the puzzle on your own. But then again, if you're solving the puzzle... Damn it, creepy voice! I'm talking. This is my show. You shut your mouth. But then if you're solving that puzzle, I guess you don't really need me giving you hints. But I'm going to talk about how to solve it anyways. Damn it, enemies. I know you're not ghosts, because I can kill you. That means you should be afraid of me. Very afraid. I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me. Now go away. Hey. I said go away. What did I just say? You still wanting to get all cattywampus? Apparently you are, and that's what you get. I hope it was worth it. Your family will never see you again. You get. It's pretty much the last thing we're going to do this video.
I am Sailong, Dragon of Water.
Awesome. So now we're going to go find a save point, and that's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all next time as we conclude this game.